The greatest secrets to enlightenment. Total liberation is not very far away, it is just hidden behind you. Osho. It just happens after a few dozen trips around the sun. We come to a time in our lives when we start asking ourselves deeper questions like, what's the point of it all? Why am I here? What great purpose do I serve? Whenever we are blessed to reach this moment of our soul's deepest inquiry, it needs to be honored with the utmost patience and persistence. This is the golden carrot which leads us to dig further inside, so that we uncover the roots of why we are struggling and see how to alleviate any pain we are incurring. It is from returning to this juicy self-inquiry that we discover the most sacred answers to life, which truly satisfy every crack and crevice of our being. Enlightenment is not some fairy tale experience, or something just meant for a few special sacred people. It is the highest peak of our consciousness and is available to all beings in every moment. It is a genuinely grounded spiritual experience, which transforms all the sour lemons in your life into the most succulent sweet lemonade. The enlightened state is what lifts the veil blinding us from the truth, allowing us to see just how magnificent we truly are. Note, the few secrets to enlightenment that you're about to explore below, are like yummy little treats for you to taste and suck on. Let each one melt in your mouth, slide down into your heart, and you'll begin to digest a whole new invigorating and refreshing experience of your life. For the enlightened being, there is no such thing as a wrong experience. The universe is the most intelligent teacher there is, and it never ever makes a mistake. This universe is this grand weave of perpetual spiritual synchronicity and our karmic destiny. We are this timeless perfection of wild conscious creativity in action, always co-creating a synchro-destined harmonious play between mind, matter and spirit. How could this omniscient perfection ever make a mistake or even entertain the idea of what a mistake might be like? If you step back and look at our world from the highest most heavenly space, it appears that we are this great symphony of souls all working together to reach higher states of consciousness. Of course we are also these separate beings with unique minds, hearts and individual lives. Yet this separating aspect is not the biggest truth. The greatest truth is that we are intimately connected with everything and everyone else in the universe. When we surrender to this larger truth, weaving it throughout our day, the most tantalizing and enlightening moments just magically show up. We can feel the presence of something much larger than ourselves is guiding us to a more joyous state of being. We naturally become more sensually available to all the pleasure and joy we are here to experience in this deliciously exquisite existence. By being radically open, raw, naked and deeply willing to receive whatever the divine existence is offering us in each moment, enlightenment must pour into us. It simply has no other choice. When we completely empty out our cup, the universe has to fill it. The result is a truly intimate connection with this divine intelligence, and an abundance of the richest manifesting energy radiating from our core. By living each moment from this raw, open, vulnerable place, we can become unstoppable in everything and anything that we do. Whenever we are deeply surrendered to life, life surrenders to us. We immediately feel this humble yet empowering connection with everything and everyone. There are no more feelings of lack, unworthiness or separation with who we are. There is also no need to become someone powerful, superior and special, so that we cover up that unconscious insecure self who feels inferior. We can allow all our darker parts to be seen, felt and heard. Experience life in all possible ways, good bad, bittersweet, dark light, summer winter. Experience all the dualities. Don't be afraid of experience, because the more experience you have, the more mature you become. Osho. As we start feeling into, exposing, honoring and welcoming all our dark and bright parts, we spend less energy controlling, holding back, hiding and trying to contain our wild brilliance. Within this relaxation, our full divine nature can spring forth and shower upon the world. We are free to be spontaneous, creative, fully self-confident, and can access our core life energy. Naturally, we find ourselves resting and abiding in our spiritual essence, which does not judge or condemn anything or anyone, as it is the source of love itself. The most spiritually expansive, loving, healing, And magical experiences in life instantly start manifesting when we take the risk to look within and be honest, vulnerable and real with who we think we are. When we remove all our masks with everyone in our lives, drop all our perceived burdens, shed our protective layers, and become totally transparent with everyone in the world, then the supreme enlightened reality sneaks into us. This enlightened perception of life takes over our mind, creating an energetic merging with our ego and spiritual essence, and we feel this awesome wholesome love for ourselves and others everywhere we go. The secret to the second enlightened secret is be fearless in unraveling and exposing our most enlightened and horrific selves. We must be able to relax and truly be at okay with every good and bad idea that passes through our mind and emotions. We must not get stuck on anything, and become like Teflon, a non-stick surface which all thoughts slide off of. We cannot take anything that is revealed personally, as every idea and concept we have about who we are was handed down to us, programmed in our subconscious mind from our parents, siblings, teachers, society and the many generations who were before them. Don't rely on the mind for liberation. You are the sum cause of the entire universe. Nisargadatta. Ironically, the cause of our enlightenment and what's blocking us from experiencing it is the same thing. The mind. When we transcend the mind, dropping any attachment we have to it, the brilliant light of our being can then shine through, and this brilliance is all we can see in every direction. Of course, a mind is essential to adventure into this great journey into spiritual liberation, yet we first need to understand what the mind actually is, so that one day we can become free from it. If you start to watch your mind, you'll notice it is always striving, judging, analyzing and needing to achieve something. You may have lived your entire life so far, completely wrapped up in the head, which is always focusing on thoughts, concepts, right and wrong opinions, judgments and belief systems. This the secret to remaining unenlightened. As long as you are always up in the head thinking, with your brain running the show, and the rest of your heart, sex center and physical sensual body is being ignored. Know that enlightenment is full body experience. This means the whole body is engaged in experiencing life, and not just the over-analytical mind. To step back from the mind requires total awareness. Every enlightened experience begins by first taking one step back from the mind and resting into a state of pure awareness. This is why an enlightenment seeker meditates. Not to control the mind, yet to transcend all thinking completely, calling forth the experience of total silence, stillness and pure awareness inside. Stillness creates an automatic letting go of the constant control, domination and neediness of the mind. It is something that takes 100% of your devotion and dedication, as the mind is deeply addicted to the outer search. It will spend lifetimes searching for fulfillment in the outer world, believing this is the purpose of life. It will continuously try to fill your time on earth with new information, people, and special goodies out there, never questioning reality or what your heart or soul is really yearning for inside. The secret to this enlightened stillness of mind is learning how to be 100% surrendered to life. This comes from giving more energy towards that natural trusting feeling and something bigger than you is running the entire show. This supreme God source and cosmic intelligence is very real, and always connected with our core essence. We are a drop of water in this sweet cosmic ocean. We are not separate from this vast sea of bliss, until we get caught in the mind and believe we are. When we rest in total stillness of mind, we instantly dissolve back into the sea of bliss and find freedom within it all. Lastly, be aware that the mind is very tricky and slippery, so use caution whenever you approach it. Don't trust the mind or buy into its stories, as it will confidently lead you down one sure path, and then switch the next day into following a completely different direction. Trust the heart instead of the mind. The heart lives in love, and abides in a connection of oneness with the universe. This is the easiest doorway to enter the experience of enlightenment. When I look inside and see that I am nothing, that is wisdom. When I look outside and see that I am everything, that is love. And between these two, my life turns. Nisargadatta Maharaj. Always being trusting, open and available to yourself, the universe and your life is no small matter. Accessing our full enlightened nature is so enormous that we must expand beyond our old comfort zones, and trust in something beyond the mind. Beyond everything we know. The great secret to living in a continuous state of trust, is learning how to abide in the feminine energy. This is the highly fertile experience of openness, deep relaxation and pure receptivity. When this energy enters our body, it means we have stopped engaging in society's over-controlling dominating masculine influence, and started welcoming that feminine magnetic force that is inherent at the core of every atom in creation. This sacred feminine energy is wild, liberating, and is very magnetic. It is inside everything around us. It is very real, organic, and it shows up naturally when we stop pursuing the life that never fully satisfied us. As we turn inwards to find the divine feminine source, we merge with that ancient way of being which nurtures our very soul. We find this natural spiritual energy inside our being, and relaxing into this energy allows us to feel at one with the entire universe wherever we go. The enlightened state is absolute trust in what is here now, and it's never half-ass about it. This 100% level of trust creates an instant feeling of freedom from doubt, resistance and fear. The mind stops controlling everything, and it gives up striving to attain a different experience than the one given to you now. When we live from a state of 100% trust, we start allowing this magical universe to unfold however it will. If you are only willing to release 99% control over your life, then ask yourself, what is this 1% still holding on to? Why would clinging to thoughts of fear, doubt and needing more control be more important than your spiritual freedom? Sure, we could allow for a small percentage of your ego's free will to be there, yet it's good to explore how this non-trusting ego trip is just some entertaining sideshow and not the real deal. To abide in 100% trust all day long, requires a full let go of your beliefs, addictions, demands on yourself, others, and this world. It means that you stop avoiding your unlimited spiritual nature. Total trust is about you recognizing the divine soul you are, and having the deepest devotion to your spiritual self. The secret is about embracing all the joy and pain you find inside. Life is meant to be a continuous trusting process. To master it, this great sacred feminine energy needs to be at our center, so we can feel nourished and guided in every moment of our lives. When we can sit back and allow the great cosmic wheel of life to take over, we'll find out that it's stirring our minds to see, feel and know this is all divine perfection. All journeys are outward journeys, there is no inward journey. How can you turn inwards? You are already there is no point in going. When going stops, journeying disappears. When desiring is no more clouding the mind, you are in. Osho. Manifesting our material dream life and the road to enlightenment are two sides of the same coin. When we embrace our natural manifesting ability, we must also open the doors for a greater spiritual depth inside, which is needed to balance everything out. We cannot be fully enlightened unless we are enjoying our connection with the vibrant rich matrix of powerful manifesting energy that exists in quantum particles all around us, and is what we refer to as the material world. We also cannot totally enjoy any physical riches and luxuries of the material world, without being relaxed and surrendered to our divine spiritual energy at our core. These worlds are one world, two sides of the same coin, and they are interdependent with each other, feeding into the other. They cannot exist without each other. If we judge something in the material world as bad, we set up an energetic block inside us which stops our spiritual growth, and vice versa. It is only through surrendering to the merging of our spiritual and material nature that we find the fastest path to freedom. Ironically, you will find the experience of spiritual surrender is one of the greatest manifesting secrets that was ever invented, and causes our dreams and desires to manifest faster than the speed of light. Retire into solitude. Seat yourself on a clean spot in an erect posture, with the head and neck in a straight line. Control all sense organs. Bow down in devotion to your teacher. Then enter the lotus of the heart and meditate there on the presence of Brahman, the pure, the infinite, the blissful. Kaivalya Upanishad. It's good to know that the road towards enlightenment is the highest spiritual path one can choose to follow through life. Not because self-realization is so challenging to discover and maintain, yet rather because it is also extremely easy and effortless. It is both effortless and ridiculously challenging, which is what makes it so enticing to explore. The mind is often too small of a container to grasp this, and may become confused by this conundrum, which is why we haven't heard about that many enlightened beings in our Earth's history. The good news is that anyone can step into this empty of mind, spiritually awakened state instantly at any moment, since the light of consciousness is our basic nature. Depending on your programming, it may require decades of searching and efforting to set the mind aside, remain fully conscious of pure consciousness, totally relaxed in your body, and eternally expanding into your cosmic spiritual nature. It's truly the greatest cosmic joke of all, that we are trying to attain our natural effulgent state of being. We already are that, so what could be easier and harder than that? Basically, it means we must make a tremendous effort to be 100% effortless. So on this great journey into enlightenment, you are going to get to pass a few essential tests. What's at stake here is your life's fulfillment on the deepest levels. So you will come across many unexpected curves in the road, perhaps an enormous range of mountains to climb, a massive roadblock to leap over, and many succulent distractions that will stop you in your spiritual tracks. All these tests make the journey even more of a wild and crazy celebration when we are sitting on top of one of these peaks, or resting in the green sunny warm valley along the way. I find that people don't appreciate things that are freely given, as much as those things which they may feel are nearly impossible to attain. No feat that is going to push your boundaries, stretch your limits, and feels outrageous to even imagine is going to be easy to manifest. The amount of struggle, loss and confusion along your journey is the very fuel that will eventually burn your ego away. So again, it is the universe has invented the perfect spiritual setup. Just remember, the universe never makes mistakes. The journey which is pulling you deeper into this very moment of your life is revealing the real reason why you are here. If you look for your path into enlightenment in any place other than the now, you'll miss it. It is always hidden in the most sacred place that we are least likely to look for it. By Geoffrey Oswald.